for some reason, and I think for good reason, but for some reason they decided they would start carrying a lot of our product. And they thought that this was a good product to offer to their customer base here. And then I started traveling here, and they started traveling to the factory, and we started to understand what they did, and they started to understand what we did, and then they rebuilt the entire store. And so now they come and do these limited runs of guitars from us, and they come look very specifically at the individual instruments that we've built that they think that they can offer to their customer base that they'll be excited about. And the whole thing's matured to the point that a lot of my crew's here today. The head of private stock's here, the head of our sales is here, our rep is here, two or three, well actually four of ours here, Emil Wurzler, Brent Mason, Gary Granger, Greg Granger are all here to play. And they're almost having what we call an experience, a mini trade show of our product here at the store. And I think that Brett has led the way, led the charge, and made some strong decisions about what he was going to offer products-wise to his customers that he thought that they would not only like and keep, but maybe find to be heirlooms and part of their legacy with their kids. You know, at one point the firemen came to me in my county and they said, "Paul, we're hearing that people scream for their PRSs more than the photographs in the house when the house is on fire." And that day I felt better about what we were doing. And I think in that way, without him specifically saying that, that's kind of what he's doing. He's trying to find a hobbyist something that they adore. They're trying to find a professional musician a tool to do their job. They're trying to find a collector something that would do a honorable job to the value of their collection. In other words, it wouldn't lose money. It would, be worth more over time. And the selection that they've decided to carry to make that happen is remarkable. So we all get on airplanes. They come to us, we go to them, and I think it's a good, strong business relationship based in an assessment of where the industry is, what our skill levels are, what their skill levels are, and we're off to the races. Now that whole tirade, that soapbox I just got on, was an answer to the question, why more music and how did it start? And I think I answered that. I hope. I can't stand when the president doesn't answer a question at a press conference. It just pisses me off. So I hope I answered the question. For me with guitars, I just love them. I've always loved them. I like why it is that headstocks are the way they are, tuning pegs are the way they are, or the nut, or the frets, or the curvature, or the neck shape, or the inlays, or the scale length, or the bridge, or the pickups, or the knobs, or the colors, the finishes, the weight, all of it. And those are the little pieces of it. And when you put it all together, you can make something magic. I mean, guitars have a really interesting quality. You can be sitting on your couch with a guitar you love and you're in no pain, and you put it down, there's no hangover. That makes it some sort of sophisticated mechanical drug. It's cool. I like that part. Now sometimes I think people feel that way about their sports cars. They get in their sports car and they're in no pain and they put it back in the garage and there's no hangover, right? Other than the bill. And I like that guitars are tools to make music. I enjoy music immensely. I love good music. Somebody once asked, what kind of music do you like? I said, I don't really care, I just like good music. Same thing with sports. I really like the Olympics. I'm not sure I really care which of the sports I'm watching, but I like people at the peak of their game. I enjoy that. Spielberg did a movie about a truck going up and down a mountain. Did you ever see the movie? It was how he started his career. It's fascinating to know if you watch the movie, that's how he started his career, right? I like that stuff. It doesn't really matter what the movie is. I like good stuff. I took a Les Paul Jr. and a Strat, and I laid the drawings on top of each other, and I drew it, and it looked awful. It looked god-awful. It was disgusting. And then it took me 2 years to redraw it into a place in which I liked it. So it ended up being something new. You can't just, take two designs and put them together and have it work. Although I think there were a lot of Japanese cars where they took American cars and German cars and they looked at them and they got it somewhere in the middle. So it does work in some places where you can do things that are in the middle that are fine. This is in the middle but new and different. People think of this as, you know, our shape.